Hi, this is Mona Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of IT, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. Welcome for the video prototyping model. In our previous video, we discussed on software lifecycle models, then we discussed classical waterfall model, then iterative model. This is the third model, that is prototyping model. You know the meaning of prototyping. Prototyping is nothing but it is a toy, a dummy, a mock-up product. Before producing the original product, produce the mock-up product is called as prototyping model. So let's enter into the session. This is prototyping model definition. Before starting actual development, a working prototype of the system should be first built. It is called as prototyping model. Prototyping, or we can call it a toy implementation model or mock-up model or dummy model, which means the dummy model, that prototype model will have limited functionalities, limited reliability, inefficient performance. Why we need to go for prototyping model means where the customer cannot explain his requirement exactly, we can go for prototyping model. When the customer is not clearly mention about what is actually wanted, we can go for prototyping model. So it helps for prototyping model helps customer to illustrate what he is actually going to get the product, what he is going to get the product in future. So that will be given by the prototyping model. He can feel, a customer can feel the dummy product, okay, this kind of product we are going to getting later. So that feel will be given by the prototyping model. So this prototyping model will help where the input data formats not understand by the customer, and what kind of messages, reports, and interactive dialogues. For this kind of information delivery to the customer, he may go for prototyping model. And also to examine the technical issues associated with the product development is not predictable means we can go for prototyping model, because of a major design decision depends on issues like response time of a hardware controller, efficiency of sorting algorithm. This cannot be pre-calculated before developing the product. So these times, whenever in these whenever these situations, we can go for the prototyping model. And the third reason for developing prototyping is it is impossible to get it right at first time, because some products may be risk based, some products may be not clearly defined, some product we may not have the experience. That kind of product means we can go for the prototyping model. So we must plan to throw away the first product. If you want to develop a good product, we can go for the prototyping model. So these are all the three reasons why we want to go for prototyping model. First reason is to illustrate to the customer, and second reason is to examine technical issues associated with the new product development, and third reason is to get it where it is impossible to get it right the first time about the product, means we can go for the prototyping model. And how to do the prototyping model means just start with approximate requirement. It is not exact requirement, just start with approximate requirements and perform quick design and use some shortcuts. This shortcuts to help for designing the prototyping model, developing the prototyping model. That shortcut might involve using inefficient, inaccurate, dummy function. That is, I already discussed. Limited functionality, low reliability, and inefficient performance may be added in the dummy product, and then we can produce the prototyping product. The developed prototype is submitted to the customer after designing, after quick designing, after approximate requirement. We are going to prepare a quick design, and we are going to develop a dummy product, that is mock-up product, and finally it will given to the customer. The customer will get experience about the product, and he will give some feedback to the developing team. So based on that user feedback, requirements are redefined. Again they propose the new prototyping model, and it will be given to the customer. Again they are expecting feedback from the customer. So this process will be iterated, this process will be executed again and again till the customer gets satisfied, with the prototyping model. So after once he gives approval to developing a original product, this process will be iterated. That is called as one prototyping model. And this is the structure of prototyping model. So in first step is requirement gathering, collecting the requirements from the customer, and immediately it go for the quick design. So in this quick design, immediately the designer team will design for the approximate requirement, then comes to build prototype. They will develop a mock-up model or toy model. It will be given to the customer for evaluation, and customer will give feedback. That feedback will be added with customer requirement, that is refining the requirements. Again, based on the requirement, again they will design and they will produce a mock-up model. Again it will be given to the customer for evaluation. So this loop will be executed till the customer gets satisfied. Once customer gets satisfied, it comes to the next phase, is called as design phase. So here only the actual product, that is original product, will be designed. Once the customer getting satisfied, the original product will be designed. Then implementation will be performed based on the design documents. After implementation, testing, all kinds of testing will be done here, and finally the maintenance process will be started. Every process we discussed in classical waterfall model. So this classical waterfall phase model will be started after customer getting satisfied with the prototyping model. After the prototyping model, we can start the classical waterfall phase models works. This is the simple structure of prototyping model. And so where we can use actually what kind of work will be done in the prototyping model means requirement analysis and specification phase becomes redundant here. Which phase redundantly perform means requirement analysis and specification, because after getting the feedback from the customer, again we are refining our requirement. Again we done the quick design and building a prototype, will submit it to the customer, and getting feedback from the customer, again we are going to refine the requirement. So this process will be repeatedly done. And next one is in design and coding for the prototype is usually thrown away. However, the experience gathered from the developing the prototype helps a great deal while developing the actual product. And what is actually, even though construction of a working prototype model involves additional cost, but it is better because when the customer is not ready to explain his requirement certainly, we can go for the prototyping model. So that point we discuss systems with unclear user requirements, we can go for prototyping model. And where the system with unresolved technical issues, we can go for the prototype model. And many users get properly defined and technical issues get resolved. These would have appeared later as change requests and resulted in incurring massive redesign costs. In many ways, customers rejected the product after developing by the development team. That cases will be reduced when you are choosing the prototyping model. Maybe it incurs some additional cost, but it is better to face that kind of customer rejection problems. So these are all the benefit of prototyping model. These are all the working method of prototyping model. If you have any queries, you can post your queries in comment section. Thank you for listening.